Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be seeing the narcissist for who they are. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So, seeing the narcissist for who they are, not who you want them to be. This is a very instrumental part on the healing path, because when you were in that relationship, you were giving the narcissist so many opportunities. You were not trusting your instincts or your intuition. You were ignoring red flags, and you were seeing a different person than who actually was in front of you, because most likely you were caught up in the trauma bond and you were existing in that devaluation stage where you thought that the narcissist was the best thing since sliced bread, and you were working for the narcissist. Again, you were the unpaid helper, you were the chauffeur, you were the pool boy or pool girl. You were the walking apology. You were the person who regulated the narcissist. You lost your identity to the narcissist. You didn't know what happened to you because you found yourself trapped in a place that you had not been to before. It was a foreign area, which was the devaluation stage, the second part of the narcissistic abusive cycle. And when you were in that, what you didn't realize is the person that you loved was the person who was administering more and more abuse to you day in and day out, week after week, month after month, etc. Now, when you were in this, again, you weren't taught narcissism 101 in school, so you didn't have the education on the cycle. You weren't supposed to figure this out. That's what the narcissist was banking on. They were banking on you not seeing behind the mask. They were banking on you not healing, and they were banking on you not returning to who you once were and or who you are supposed to be post-narcissistic relationship, which means the third version of yourself. Because the narcissist was envious of you. They were jealous of you, and they did look at you as an opportunity, and they wanted to keep you as a pawn or a puppet, and they wanted to keep you around as long as you would tolerate their poor behavior, which included experiencing gaslighting, triangulation, the silent treatment, stonewalling, rage fits, mirroring, projection, on and on and on. All of these things culminated in that relationship breaking, but as long as you were playing ball with the narcissist, as long as you were not putting up a boundary or calling them out or saying that, hey, I didn't sign up for this, I don't know what's going on with you, but you're a totally different person than you were when we were in this relationship. Something shifted. As long as you were willing to look the other way or turn a blind eye, they were going to keep you trapped in that narcissistic fog. And as they were doing that in the devaluation stage, they were extracting more and more of your resources. Like I share so frequently on videos, that your resources included your social circle, your status, your health, your network of friends, your time, energy, money, love, empathy, any tangible assets you had, relationships you had, hobbies, anything that made you you. The narcissist wanted to remove it from you, because just like you have a fingerprint, and so do I, that's what makes you you, that's what makes you unique. But the narcissist did not want you to be unique. They did not want you to be you. They wanted to erase that fingerprint or fingerprints from your hands, and they wanted to implement their own fingerprints on that, because what they wanted to do was control you. Every narcissistic relationship is about control. It's also about manipulation, lies, deceit, destruction, devastation, blown up relationships. But the narcissist is the one constant in the narcissistic relationship. It wasn't you. You may have been in more than one relationship that turned out to be toxic or challenging, but that's not the point. The point is that you are here in the community right now. You are getting the wisdom, you are applying the tools, you are becoming awakened and aware, educated and empowered, and you understand that that relationship or other relationships almost took you down for the count, but they did not. And that is why you are here. That is why you are a fortunate person, because as I'm creating this video and you are consuming it, maybe you're getting ready to go to bed, maybe you're waking up in the morning, maybe you're on a plane, a train, an automobile, maybe you're at the beach, maybe you are relaxing, maybe you're sneaking this video in during work, wink, wink. No matter where you are exactly where you're supposed to be. But as I'm creating this video and you're consuming it, there are people all over the globe who are entering narcissistic relationships, and they have no idea what they're entering, because they're believing in the falseness of the mask. They're believing in the outer shell or the package or the physical body. They're believing in the words that the narcissist is telling them. They're believing in the charm of the narcissist. They're believing in the way the narcissist bats their eyelashes or shows their rosy cheeks or stares at them or gives them attention or is available to them, because these people, they don't know what they're about to enter. And at one point or at one period of time, that was you. You didn't know what you were up against, but you entered the relationship, and lo and behold, it almost took you down for the count, but it didn't. But it took you super high, it dropped you super low. You were on that roller coaster of emotions. You were in the cesspool of abuse. You were in the deep end of destruction. You were on the mountaintop of misery. Now, all those things I'm sharing with you, they're not trying to be comical. I'm letting you know when you're in these relationships, the last thing you're doing is laughing. What you're doing is you're trying to figure out how to get out and what's going on, because you don't know what the glossary and the definitions and the terms are in the narcissistic abusive cycle. What you do know is that you're experiencing poor behavior, but you can't put your finger on it because back then you didn't know what those definitions meant. You didn't know what gaslighting was, example, but now you do. Or you're getting the wisdom and you're understanding what these definitions are. So seeing the narcissist for who they are, when you were back in that relationship, you had blinders on. You were doing anything you possibly could to patch up and to restore the broken relationship. And you may say, well, Andrew, why would you call it a broken relationship? I'll tell you right now, the minute you met the narcissist, that relationship was already broken because they were a wolf in sheep's clothing. They were not being honest or genuine with you. They weren't being forthright. They weren't being upfront in telling you who they were, because if they did, if they handed you that 2-page report and said, here's who I am, here's what I've done to former relationships I've been a part of, and this is what I'll do to you. And after I discard you or throw you away, or if you're smart enough and you end it with me, then I'll do this to other people, because what I'll be doing is going through life trying to catapult my level of prosperity, my level of existence. I'll try to always elevate myself higher and higher. And what I will do, and by the way, I'm the narcissist, not in real life, but for this part of the video, what I will do is I will do my best to take whatever I can from unsuspecting people or from people who haven't broken the trauma bond. And that was you. That was me. It's not me any longer. So that's why seeing the narcissist for who they are, when you take those rose-tinted glasses off and you understand that this is a very serious relationship that you exited or you are exiting or you're creating an exit plan to remove yourself from, it's not like an average relationship where you just have a cup of coffee and you part ways and you just go about your business. It doesn't work that way. A few things here. The narcissist, number one, they won't give you closure. We now know that, which means they're not going to sit down and have that cup of coffee with you and actually tell you who they are and what they did to you. Then that's not going to happen. Number two, the narcissist is going to want to leave the door open just a crack. They're going to want to leave it open so they can kick it wide open at a later date and come back after you've recharged your battery, and they're hoping that you don't figure out what narcissism is, but they would like to come back and kick it open and abuse you more and finish you off, if you will. And number three is that the narcissist already, and please play this part of the video a few times, the narcissist already had a source of supply lined up. And it may not just be one source, it may have been multiple sources, because that's why the narcissist is on their multiple smartphones. They can't keep track of so many people that they're in romantic relationships with or in emotional relationships with, or all the people on the dating apps or all the people on the social media platforms that they're stringing along, who could be in their same city, town, country, state, or they could be halfway around the world. But this is what the narcissist does. They do not want to ever have stability in their lives. They need disruption. They need confusion and chaos and manipulation. And they want to administer all of those four things. And again, they were doing that with you. Maybe they were even doing it with your kids or your stepkids or your immediate family members or your extended family members or your friends or colleagues or neighbors or coworkers or people in hobbies and communities you were part of. They were doing it everywhere. And what do you think the smear campaign is? It's when the narcissist is spreading flat out lies about you, trying to drive a wedge between you and them and you and anything that matters to them. They are painting you in a light that is not good. They're painting you in a light that is not real. They're painting you in a very negative, lie-filled light is what they're doing. But now that the dust has settled and the smoke has lifted and you are out of the narcissistic fog, or you are exiting the narcissistic fog because you have gone no contact, you've blocked these people, deleted them, removed them and all flying monkeys and people associated with them. If you've done that, or if you've utilized Grey Rock, doing whatever you can do to insulate and protect yourself is the path. But if you've done that, now you're beginning to see as your mind is getting more and more clear. You're beginning to see as you identify and understand what the terms and the definitions are on the narcissistic abusive cycle. You're beginning to see how your energy is returning, how your health is returning, how your finances are returning, how you had to really take a close look at your life and figure out how you entered that relationship, how you could be manipulated so easily, and how fortunate you are to be out of it. You see, when you really dissect this and you look back at the relationship, you look at the full body of the relationship, from the minute you met the narcissist until the minute it ended, you're going to see so many red flags. You're going to see so many poor and strange behaviors on the behalf of the narcissist. You're going to see so many concerns that you didn't even know they were concerns back then because you didn't know what the terms were. Example, when you were triangulated at a restaurant, or when you were triangulated on an airplane, or when you were triangulated at your own house, when you would come home and open the front door at 5 o'clock after you were working, and there would be the narcissist with a person of your same sex in your house after you got married a month earlier, and it would be a little bit too close, and you'd be scratching your head saying, what's going on here? Who is this? And then you would hear something like this, oh, that's my trainer. I didn't tell you about that person, but they've been training me for years, and now that we're married, I'm going to start training again. And you're scratching your head saying, what are you talking? Triangulation 101. These are the games of the narcissist. And when you identify and you take the rose-tinted glasses off and you actually look at the narcissist and the world through the brand new set of eyes that you have, the strongest, most galvanized version of yourself, the eyes that you have, which is the eyes that are not tinted any longer. They're eyes that you can now see and identify narcissism with from a mile away or 10,000 kilometers away. And you can identify if you want to interact with somebody or not. But when you see this, number one, you can't unsee it. And number two, you'll be going down the rabbit holes of education and exploration, and you will be having light bulb moments left, right, and center. You'll be saying, oh, that's what that was. That's why Christmas was blown up. That's why on my birthday I only got a mug. That's why for my ex's birthday we celebrated all month long, and I spent every penny I had to have a birthday month, not just a birthday. You see, these are the things that are littered all throughout the relationship. But back then you didn't know what you were up against because you were seeing a different version of the narcissist. You were placed in that trauma bond. You were placed in a place you didn't even know that you were in, and you didn't know how to get out of it. And then again, as I share so frequently on the channel, something broke. After a period of time, maybe it was a week, a month, a year, 6 years, 10 years, 30 years, but something broke because either the narcissist discarded you or you got strong and you wised up and you ended it yourself. But when that happened, that's when you really got separation from the narcissist. That's why so many people I work with during one-on-one coaching sessions, they have to relocate. And many times they relocate in their same city, town, state, or country. Many times they relocate halfway around the globe or to different countries altogether. The whole point is get away from the narcissist, if not now, when. But having said that, when you get the separation from the narcissist and you're no longer tethered to them, that's when the rumination will begin to fade away. That's when the toxic, vivid dreams will dissipate. That's when you're no longer thinking about who the new supply is. That's when you're no longer giving the narcissist the benefit of the doubt. In other words, giving them a mulligan or telling them, yeah, it's okay. I know you had a tough day at work. I'll tolerate some more abuse today. Or, you know what? I had a very difficult day at work, but I'll act like I had a great day at work because I know that you're going to pepper me with abuse if I say anything negative about my work. And then the one time I do say that I had a challenging day, maybe my boss, who was a toxic, narcissistic individual, maybe multiple, they wouldn't give me the pay raise or the promotion, and I came home and told you about it, who turned out to be the narcissist, then what would they do? They'd say, toughen up, what's the big deal? Not everyone gets a pay raise, not everyone gets a promotion. Then you would get the silent treatment from Friday till Tuesday, and you would be scratching your head saying, this person won't even talk to me. We've been married for years, what's going on? Well, what's going on is they're abusing you. But not only that, they're taking you for granted. Not only that, they have another source of supply lined up, which is why they're not giving you the attention or energy. And these are all facts. So you need to understand who the narcissist is, and you need to understand seeing them for who they are is the path. It's not glorifying them. It's not fantasizing about them. It's not romanticizing about them. It's not idealizing them. All those things are part of the healing path. They're all part of the process. They're all part of unwinding the narcissistic relationship. They're part of healing. Because when you are putting somebody high up on a pedestal, when you are in a relationship with them, number one, it's not an even playground or even field. It's not good. It's always advantage the person you're putting high up on the pedestal. And number two, if you're doing that, many times people that are placed high on the pedestal, specifically the narcissist, they will know what you're doing with them and you're putting them ahead of yourself. And what will they do? They will try and twist the knife and make you pay for putting them high up on the pedestal, for putting them ahead of yourself. Now flip it again. If you didn't put them high on the pedestal, they're still going to abuse you because they're a narcissist and they can't and they won't change. They will change the narrative or the direction of the conversation any which way the wind blows, which is why they blame shift, which is why they're very argumentative. That's why when you try to have an intelligent conversation with a narcissist, it usually goes from a 1 to a 10. 1 meaning a calm, stable, quiet, healthy communication, and then it escalates to a 10. It's a screaming match. It's a yelling match. It's you being berated about something you did or didn't do 7 years ago. This is what the narcissist does. They need a human punching bag. They need someone to tolerate their poor behavior and to regulate themselves. And that was you. No longer is it you. You're now understanding that you are the priority, you come first, second, and third, and that there is no room in your life to place anybody high on a pedestal any longer. That is why we now have to really insulate ourselves and protect ourselves, and we can no longer see the narcissist the way we used to see them when we were in the relationship. Because it is very challenging, to say the least, and I'm being polite with my words, when you're in a relationship and when you love somebody, whether you're in love with them or love them, doesn't really matter for this part of the video, and that person flat out doesn't care about you. But not only do they not care about you, they want to inflict as much damage upon you because they know how much you care about them. Really understand that part of the message. That's what the narcissist does at their core. They do it to their own children, their own spouses, their own friends, their coworkers, colleagues, their parents. Anybody they can do it to, they will do it. And the narcissist only goes, they sincerely only go looking for people that have value. And that was you. It certainly was me. When I say value, I mean they're an empath, or they have resources, or they're a people pleaser, which you don't, no longer you are, or you have access to beach houses or clubs or yachts and things like that. If you're just an average person and you don't have anything to offer the narcissist, they're not going to look at you for 1 second. They're just going to say, well, yeah, do whatever you're doing. You're not on my radar. I've got bigger fish to go after. And that's what they did when they saw you. And that's exactly what they're doing right now. So seeing the narcissist for who they are, it's time to actually understand that if you haven't gone no contact, I strongly suggest you do it. If you can't, utilize gray rock, become dull and boring, but get off the radar of the narcissist. Another thing I'll share with you is the narcissist is weak. They are the weak one in the relationship. You are the strong one. You don't need people to regulate yourself. You don't abuse people. You don't play mind games. You don't lie, steal, cheat. You don't tell other people negative things about your partner or your friend or whoever the person was. You don't use the smear campaign. All of the tools that the narcissist used on you and all the weapons, they were all foreign to you. Because why would you even know what a smear campaign was? There's no reason to know it. If you're living in a healthy and abundant and beautiful life, why would you want toxicity in it? You wouldn't, which is why the narcissist entered that relationship with you under cloak and dagger. They were a wolf in sheep's clothing, and that's what they're doing right now. So seeing them for who they really are and seeing them for the way they are, that is the path. It's understanding that that relationship, it was what it was. It wasn't what you thought it was. And practicing radical acceptance and understanding there is no other way. You had to go through that relationship no matter what you think. You could have taken a left turn, you could have taken a right turn, and maybe you would have avoided that narcissist, but another one would have found you because you had to learn the lifelong lessons from that relationship. And no longer predicting the future. In other words, thinking, where is the narcissist? What are they doing? Peeking at their social media or driving by their house or wondering what they're doing or asking people to check in on them. There's no room for that. That's not going to help you. It's going to keep you stuck and trapped. And that's where the narcissist wants you. The path is to live in the present moment, the here and the now. Whatever date it is, which today actually is June 12th, 2024, living in the present moment is the path. Slowing your life down, seeing people for who they are, trusting your instincts and your intuition, paying attention to red flags, and not tolerating poor behavior from anybody is the path. Really conserving your energy, getting your cup full, and understanding this life is your journey. It's a journey for you to enjoy, for you to celebrate, for you to experience, and for you to grow, and for you to learn and to teach and become awakened and aware, educated and empowered. And you can do whatever you want in your time, as long as it is narcissistic relationship free. Everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning, no matter where you are on the planet. You are not alone. Remember that. You are not alone. God bless you all. I love you, and I will talk to you tomorrow. And understand, it will take time. It takes people a lot of time to separate who the narcissist really is compared to who they are fantasizing or romanticizing or thinking they are. Once you separate those two, and it will take time to do it, believe me, but when you do it, you realize that it was nothing but a charade. It was nothing but a relationship built on quicksand. It was a house of cards. It was a person wearing a mask, manipulating you and trying to get you to fall for them and fall for the mask. And that's what you did. That's what we all have done in the community to one degree or another, but no longer are we doing it because we now have boundaries and we are not people pleasers. And we can now say no, the strongest word in the English language. And remember, when you say no to something or someone, you are saying yes to yourself. That is the path. The path is opening the doors of abundance, opening the doors of possibility, and opening the doors of opportunities for you. And it's without any narcissist in your life. I love you all. God bless you. And I will talk to you tomorrow. All right. Bye, everybody. Yay.